Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for this weekend's vlog because I have a 4-day weekend. Today is Friday, March 14th. I took today off, so then I have the weekend, and I also took Monday off, which is St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. I don't know, I just wanted a weekend in March where I could just lounge, rot, read, and enjoy the weather. It's finally beginning to look and feel like spring outside, so I'm just going to be relaxing all weekend. Thought I would take you along and read some books. I have options. I'm trying to get through my March TBR. Some fun things to note, and I will talk a little bit more and share about. We've been renovating our guest bedroom, which is technically my office, and we're turning it into a little library nook area for myself. We've been painting. If you follow me on Instagram, you might see that I've been painting the walls and kind of redecorating a little bit here and there. I'll kind of reveal my little home library this weekend. One of my good friends, she is in town, so I'm gonna grab dinner with her and then a few other friends. So that's what I'm gonna be doing tonight. So it's good to be back. I know that I film every single week, but I don't film a reading vlog every single week. And I feel like my sit down videos are very different from my vlogs. You get more of me in these reading vlogs. So welcome back, and enjoy. Good morning. It is Saturday. I did start a new book, and we'll talk about that in a second. Mark and I woke up this morning. We did try to sell some clothes at Plato's Closet, and while they were sorting through clothes, we stopped by an antique mall, and I did get two things. I was on the market for a floor lamp, and Mark was on the market for a dresser, but we didn't find either of those things. And I might have gotten something that I have plenty of, but it was something I couldn't pass up. I got this mug. I love the coloring. It's a handmade mug. I'm not sure who made it, but I just love the pink and green coloring. Mauve is one of my favorite colors. I also feel like it's matching my outfit right now. So I got that, and then I got this little trinket dish. I've been redecorating my office space slash library, so I thought that I could have a little trinket and dish to put some things in here and there. It is from Potter Not at Pottery. I don't know who that is, but I thought it was cute and I love the glaze coloring on it. So I got those two things. Then we went back to Plato's Closet and picked up what they weren't gonna take. We ended up donating a lot of our items to City Thrift, which is where we go to frequently. I got some cash money, so we might have to go to a bookstore on Monday, because if I pay with cash, then it doesn't count, right? Book math, girl math. Anywho, I did start a book this morning. It's an arc from St. Martin's Press. I started Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt. This arc didn't have the title cover. The title cover is actually really pretty, and I'll share it right here. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I've never read anything by Tara DeWitt before, but I've heard this book is very emotional, and I can already tell that I'm going to love the story and the main characters and how the romance is gonna go. I am officially 20% of the way through. I did read quite a bit this morning. This is a second chance small town romance, and I love second chance romances. It's a friends to lovers story. Essentially, our two main characters, Ren and Ellis, they both met when they were 5 years old, and they've just been sweethearts since. They grew up together, they fell in love, they got married very young, and they had their first kid, Sam, when Ren was 17, so quite young. And so they've been together for over 20 years, I want to say, and the story starts off in present day and they're divorced, but they still stay in contact with each other because they are very involved with their son Sam's life. Sam is getting ready to graduate high school and he's getting into colleges. This is a story about second chance romance, and I think finding love again. I can just tell that they're both still head over heels and in love with each other. You know that I love a multi-point of view love story, and this has both. So we do get Ellis's point of view, he's a firefighter, and then we get Ren's point of view, she owns a bakery, and I love that because you can just tell that they're yearning for each other. However, they're not communicating and telling each other this. I also can tell that this is jumping between different timelines. At first we were in the present day, but then now I'm reading where we're 6 months in the past, and it's talking a little bit about their divorce and how they're feeling prior to their son getting accepted into UC Davis, and they're gonna take a road trip to drop him off over the summer. None of this is a spoiler because it's on the back summary synopsis of the book. And what ends up happening is that they're going to extend their road trip, just the two of them, just Ren and Ellis. I think it's going to be forced proximity. We're going to have a one bed trope, I assume, as they drive all the way back up to Spruance, Oregon is where the story takes place. I'm really enjoying it right now. It's going by very, very fast. I am enjoying Tara DeWitt's writing style. It's very emotional and very detailed. And like I said, I love that we're getting both of our characters' point of views. I can't wait to continue reading, and it's going by very quickly. It's a little over 300 pages, so I assume I'll finish it within the next few hours. We are going to relax, maybe watch some Gilmore Girls, and I'll probably just keep reading rest of the day, and I'll talk to you with my next reading update. Hello, welcome to my new space, my new office slash library. It's been in the making for a while now, and we did paint a few weeks ago. I've ordered some furniture and it finally feels like my own. I'm very excited. It's slowly gonna come together. I'm sitting on the ground right now because I just wanted to give you a look of how this would look as my background. I did finish Left of Forever and I really enjoyed it. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I think that if there was a little bit more laughter in it, I would have given it a 5 out of 5. When I think of a book that I absolutely love, it's usually a romance that has comedic aspects to it, and Left of Forever is just such an emotional story. It's beautiful though, and I really loved it for what it was. I really liked our two main characters, Ren and Ellis. I liked Ellis more, and I think that as characters they both grew in their own ways, but Ellis had more of a character arc, I would say. He starts going to therapy, he starts kind of taking care of himself more. I think you can see that as Ren and Ellis spend time together and go on their road trip together. I love a good interconnected standalone, and I actually didn't know that this was an interconnected standalone. This is the second book to Savor It. I've never read Savor It, but I'm going to now because I really like her writing style. Tara DeWitt's writing style is very emotional and there's depth to it. She's very descriptive with her characters, with their point of views, but also while I was reading from their perspective, I really enjoyed the inner monologues that they had. It really just showed me what they're thinking in that moment. I really do want to read Savor It, and I'm probably going to try to get it from the library. What I especially loved about this story line and how it's written is that we jump back in time to when Ren and Ellis were struggling and they were in the midst of their divorce. So we got to understand what tore them apart. Then we jump to present time where they're trying to find their flame again. So I feel like we get a better understanding of their relationship separately, but also their relationship as a whole. I think that really made me appreciate and connect with our characters more. This is supposed to be a small town romance, and it is, but also a lot of the storyline between Ren and Ellis takes place outside of their small town. It's more of a non-small town romance, but I can see why it's considered a small town romance. It reminds me a lot of Stars Hollow, and maybe that's because Mark and I are rewatching Gilmore Girls right now, so that could be why a lot of our characters know Ren and Ellis, and we do get a few characters from Savor It, which I've learned, that come back into this story. You can just tell that family is just a big part of Ren and Ellis's life. Immediate family, but also friendship family. Overall, I do enjoy the story and I do recommend it. I loved it for its own reasons. It's just so emotional and written really well, and that's why. The next book that I'm going to be reading for this vlog is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I am still on that romance train. I am very excited. I mentioned this, but this is a Sleepless in Seattle retelling, I suppose. I don't really know anything about the story except that it has to do with a podcast and forced proximity, maybe. We'll just see as I keep reading, and I'm going to get started right away. Before I get started, Mark and I did go to Barnes & Noble because I wanted to pick up two books. I really wanted to pick up Oathbound by Tracy Deonn and Ragpicker King by Cassandra Clare. I am very happy to say this, even though I'm sad that I didn't get a copy for myself. Oathbound was actually sold out and they had to order some more copies. I'm just glad that there is hype for the Legendborn cycle because Those two books are so good. The first two books that came out, and I just finished my reread for those two books via audiobook, and I had such a great time. Just as fun as the first time I read them. I ended up just ordering it through Rainy Day Books, and I will be picking it up next Friday when I go to Love at First Spine book club at Rainy Day Books. I did get two books though, one of which I wasn't expecting, but you know, I'm glad I did. I got the sequel to Swordcatcher, which is The Rag Picker King by Cassandra Clare, and I have the first book in hard copy and I really enjoyed it. So I thought that I would just pick this book up to continue my collection, and I can't wait to read this. This is a great adult fantasy story series, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in this sequel. And then I did get The Well of Ascension, which is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I read Mistborn: The Final Empire last month in February. I did a buddy read with Chelsea, and we're gonna continue our buddy read series. I was gonna get this book from the library, but I had already started the collection, and Mark was like, you already have the physical copies for the first book and you like the books, so just get the second. So I said, say less. Okay. So I got the sequel and I'm excited to read that too. Rest of the day, I am going to get some steps in, probably read while I walk on the treadmill. Maybe we'll take the dogs out for a quick walk, and then I'm going to read rest of the night. Tomorrow is my last day of PTO. We're going to read all day and get a lot of first-time caller in. Hopefully we'll finish it by tomorrow. I think there's around 400 pages in this book, and the writing seems pretty decent. Tomorrow the weather is going to be beautiful. It'll be sunny and 75, so I'm hoping to go to a coffee shop to sit and read for a little bit. That's my day, that's my evening, that's what I'm doing. Let's move on with the second book for this video, First Time Caller by B.K. Borison.
About tomorrow, and it's okay, baby. Don't you know that it's over? You know we're gonna make it out alive. Oh baby, don't you know that it's over? Oh.
Good morning. It is the next day. Molly threw up this morning. And then the mug that I got yesterday during thrift shopping, the handle broke. But it's okay. It's going to be a good day. It's Monday and I don't have to work today. I'm here to give you my reading update on First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I am actually almost halfway through the book. I'm on page 190 at the end of chapter 16. I've never read any of B.K. Borison's other stories before. I am enjoying the book. It's very easy to read. It's very fast paced since I'm already almost halfway done and I started it yesterday. I have my reading journal on my iPad with some of the notes that I had taken. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about what this book is about. We have two characters. Obviously, Aiden, he is our main male character. He is the radio host of Heartstrings, which is a romance radio show, and he basically gives people advice and talks to them about love. The catch is, though, he's very grumpy at the moment. He doesn't believe in love. And then we have our other main character. Her name is Lucy. She is a single mother and a mechanic, which is very cool. She has a 12-year-old daughter. She hasn't dated in over 2 years, and she's a hopeless romantic. The story starts off in such an interesting way. Right off the bat, we do get dual point of views. The first chapter is Aiden's chapter. We get introduced to who he is, what he does, why he's grumpy throughout the story. And then Lucy's point of view. Her daughter, Maya, calls into Aiden's show late at night because she wants advice to get her mom to start dating again, because her mom hasn't dated in over 2 years. She's always staying at home. Maya wants to find love for her mom, which is very sweet. Speaking of Maya and then these supporting characters, I think they're really funny. This book definitely has that comedy aspect, an element that I enjoy that Left of Forever didn't have. And I'm not comparing the two because they're very different stories. This is a rom-com. That book is a very emotional contemporary romance, both really good in their own ways, but this has supporting characters who are really funny, and Lucy gets along with her family and really close to her daughter, so it's fun to see that dynamic, especially when Maya's stepdad is in the picture. So it's nice to see this healthy relationship that Lucy has, but she doesn't think that she needs love because she has love for her family, from her family and friends. It's cool how B.K. Borison sets up the story, and it's unique how Aiden and Lucy end up meeting. So now what's happening throughout this story is that Lucy goes on air with Aiden on his show, and he's going to help her find love. He's going to help her find her romantic spark and the magic. While that's happening, she's gonna help him hopefully find love again and believe in love, at least. With any rom-com, I love when the main male character falls first. He falls first and falls fast and falls hard. I love that we get to see that from his point of view, and that's why I love when we have a dual point of view in romance books. It's fun so far. I wouldn't say it's my favorite rom-com I've ever read. I like that it's quick, it's witty, the plot is really interesting. It's exactly like Sleepless in Seattle, though. I have never watched Sleepless in Seattle, so I looked it up on Google and I read the plot summary, and it's basically the same thing. If you watched that movie and you enjoyed it, then you're probably going to like this book. Or if you watched that movie and you enjoyed it and you read this book, you might just be like, this is literally the same thing. It's a copy. One of two ways, really. I am going to sit and read for a little bit. I have Pilates at 11:30, and then I think we're gonna walk over to a coffee shop this afternoon once I'm back from Pilates and finish off First Time Caller. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. It's a little chilly this morning, but I have my windows open. It's gonna be 75, so we're gonna spend some time outside and turn this day around.
Maybe it wasn't meant to be, just like in a dream. Maybe I'm starting to feel what true love can be. Cheers out.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing 50 different shades of green, it seems like. Today's the day of any days to wear as much green as possible. I had an interesting morning. Well, you already know that my coffee mug broke, Molly puked, and then I thought Pilates was at 11:30, but it was actually at 10:30, and I almost missed it. But don't worry, I didn't miss it. I ended up making it there in time, and ended up working out. I got a great workout in. Now I am about to walk. Well, not about to. I am walking. I'm walking to a coffee shop by my house so I can sit and read and finish up BK Borison's First Time Caller. I did decide to listen to the audiobook because I had a free credit from Libro FM. I started listening to it so I can work on some book things. Now I'm on page 266. Listen, I'm all for a good rom-com. I'm having a good time, not the best time. And I just wish that Lucy and Aiden would just say that they're into each other. They kind of are flirting with each other, and I think they both know, and they've talked about it a little bit, but Aiden says that, oh, Lucy, I don't deserve you, blah, 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 but I don't understand, like, Lucy's an adult. She can make up that decision for herself. I just got to a part where they kissed. Guys, my hand hurts. My arm hurts from holding this up. I don't know if it's because I went to Pilates right before this, but how do people film while they're walking? I just wish that maybe this book was shorter. I feel like it might be a little bit too long. We're dragging things out. All three of us, me being the reader, and then Aiden and Lucy, we all know that Lucy and Aiden like each other. So why can't we just get that happily ever after? I have a little less than 50% of the book left, so I'm hoping to finish it while I'm at the coffee shop. It's fine. I also just expected it to be a 5-star read. Maybe I'll change my mind by the time that I keep reading. Also, look at my hat. Why do I look so funny in a hat? I feel like I look like a dude. But safety first. Gotta protect myself from the sun. Skincare is healthcare. Also, I just got here. I feel like I didn't do a very good job of talking to you about my room and what I decorated, so I wanted to just quickly give you a little room tour because I am very proud of it. So this is what it looks like once you enter. We have 2 big windows, 2 closets on the sides, but we really just wanted to open up this space a little bit, and how we did that was by getting rid of the bed that was actually in here, and we got this couch from Costco because we love Costco, and it actually pulls out into a day bed. So if we do have guests that come into town, they would be able to have a place to stay. This rug is a handmade tufted wool rug. It is the brightest joy that I have in this room. I am absolutely obsessed with it. I also really like the light fixtures that we have on either side. The one on the right, which is just on that coffee table, and then the standing one that's a little bit taller, the floor lamp, I really like as well. That one's green, and I think it complements really well with the one on the right that's just on that coffee table. This other side isn't as exciting because we just have my standing desk. This is where I work, this is where I edit, this is where I kind of sit and stand and do all the things that I need to do. This corner right here, I know that it's full of clutter, but I'm actually a little bit obsessed with this area too. I think sometimes clutter isn't a bad thing. We have this mirror that I thrifted quite a while back, and then just a lot of knickknacks, notebooks that I've been needing to use. And then on the ground, we do have some books. We have books that I don't necessarily care to show and showcase, which is why you don't see the spines. And then you have some books that are books that I've read, books that I didn't like and I plan on hauling, and then the James S.A. Corey's Expanse series books that I'm planning on getting through. There's a lot of empty wall space right now, so what we're planning on doing is putting bookshelves up on this wall that's above the couch, just so I can add more books, because we always need more books. And then right on this corner by the lamp, the plan is to add 1 or 2 pieces of artwork. And also over here too, this is the side with the closet space. Nothing really to see here, just probably gonna add some artwork. For this side right here, we're going to add some shelving as well, just 2 shelves, just to put knickknacks and some art pieces that I have and kind of complement the bookshelves on the side with the couch. Mark is actually going to be building me these bookshelves, which is very exciting. And yeah, that is the new room tour. Yay! I finished First Time Caller by B.K. Porrison on my walk back from the coffee shop. The weather was perfect, and it was nice to get some of my steps in. I've been trying to get back on track with 10,000 steps a day. Okay, listen, I'm not a Debbie Downer. I am not cranky. I just don't think this book needed to be as long as it did. I was very content by chapter 27. So by page 334 or so, I thought the book should have ended right then and there. I thought that it just had a nice conclusion, but no, we just had to keep going. We had to keep going. It made me like Aiden less and less as I finished up this book. Lucy is such a strong character. I really like her, and I think that comes from her being a mom, and I think that also just comes with being really sure of herself and knowing what she wants with her romantic relationships, but also her friendships, because she has such strong friends and people that support her. Aiden just, gosh, he annoyed me. Lucy was very communicative with what she wanted from him, and I think it comes with being just so insecure and thinking that you don't deserve X, Y, and Z. By the end, Aiden just felt like he just didn't deserve love, and that's when didn't have a good time. The epilogue, last chapter, few chapters were very sweet, and I liked how that ended. I wish that we had those last few chapters right after chapter 26 ended. So at 335, I wish we had those last two chapters. I wish we skipped all of this, skipped like almost 80 pages, and ended it right there, because I think that would have been a better book and I would have liked Aiden more. I said it. I still enjoyed it. I would give this a 3 out of 5. There's parts that I didn't like about it, like I just mentioned, but it was still a fun rom-com, and I enjoyed the plot aspect of being on a radio show and having our main characters meet like that and how they did, and becoming friends to lovers or coworkers to lovers. It was fun. I can see why people love it so much. I have an issue with how conflict is resolved, and I have an issue with stories that are just dragged on when they don't necessarily need to be dragged on. That is it. That's how I feel about this book. I'm not sure if I'd pick up another B.K. Porrison story. We'll see. This is book 1 in the Heartstring series, so I know that we're gonna get a sequel. A few books that I didn't get a chance to read in this vlog, but I plan on getting to before the end of the month, so you'll see them in my March wrap-up. Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. Still plan on reading this. sometime. Maybe it'll be in another reading vlog. We'll see. Very excited to get back into fantasy. I feel like 2 romance books back to back is giving me that itch to read fantasy, and then a book that I didn't get to, but I definitely will be doing a reading vlog for is The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. This is for my Fable book club. We read books, free to join, but you'll see a reading vlog for this book specifically. Maybe I'll add this one in it. Maybe we'll do another weekend vlog. We will see. With that, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for following along and watching me as I have a really good 4-day weekend. It was really fun to go book shopping. It was really fun to just get outdoors and enjoy the nice weather and read good-ish books. On average, they were really good books. One I loved more than the other. No regrets over here. I will see you in another video next week. Have a great day. Bye.